A high fantasy show on HBO is proving to be so good that it's already renewed for 2 more seasons. There are plenty of good shows to watch on HBO Max currently, but the streamer's fantasy picks are arguably the best of the bunch. Of course, HBO was known for producing Game of Thrones for almost a decade, which has become one of the biggest pieces of pop culture in history. Game of Thrones went on to become regarded as one of the best fantasy TV shows of all time, despite a shaky final season. Since then, HBO has been one of the leading streaming services, arguably alongside Prime Video, to deliver high-quality, high-budget fantasy TV shows. The vast array of great fantasy shows to watch on HBO Max is a testament to this, with one ongoing story in the genre standing out. That story is actually Game of Thrones' prequel, House of the Dragon. Although House of the Dragon Season 2 was considered slightly weaker than its debut outing, the overall show has been widely praised. Season 2 was released in the summer of 2024, and, on the whole, House of the Dragon is considered one of the best high fantasy shows on TV at the moment. In fact, House of the Dragon is so good that it has already been confirmed for 2 more seasons. House of the Dragon Season 3 is set to premiere in June 2026, with a confirmed total of 8 episodes being released weekly on HBO and HBO Max. Even before that season's release, it was revealed that House of the Dragon would return for a 4th season. It was hinted at that this season could be the show's last, though showrunner Ryan Condal stated he would make that decision after writing had been completed. For now, at least, House of the Dragon will have 2 more installments, proving just how good it is and how much faith HBO has in it. House of the Dragon will seemingly avoid Game of Thrones' biggest mistake. With this in mind, it seems as though House of the Dragon will avoid the biggest mistake Game of Thrones made. The mistake in question was rushing to an ending that needed much more time to be fleshed out in order to make it satisfying. Game of Thrones could have and should have had more seasons to reach its conclusion in a way that felt earned and natural, but the showrunners, David Benioff and Dan Weiss, wanted only 2 final seasons of 7 and 6 episodes, respectively, so that they could begin working on a Star Wars project. House of the Dragon, however, will seemingly not have this issue. While yes, House of the Dragon may conclude after 4 seasons, which is half the number of installments Game of Thrones had, Condal is at least waiting to make that decision based on how the story pans out. Condal is intent on writing the 4th season and seeing whether it could be the last in the show, or whether he needs to keep going into Season 5 and beyond. This will, hopefully, avoid the rushed feeling that Game of Thrones' final 2 seasons had. Benioff and Weiss didn't even consider that the show would feel unsatisfying with only 2 more shorter installments and all but refused to continue the show, despite HBO offering what was essentially an unlimited number of seasons. In House of the Dragon's case, Condal is at least leaving the possibility of more seasons on the table, should the story demand it. This lends to how good House of the Dragon has been, which can continue to be the case for at least 2 more seasons.